Hello world, welcome back to our channel. I'm your host Tommy, and every week we make videos about personal finance, investment strategies, and everything in between. If you'd like to get updates in written form, check out our bi-weekly newsletter where we share our opinions about current market trends, our portfolio update, as well as investment ideas on our watch list. Links are in the description below. Today we're going to be discussing the qualitative features of Tesla. Do they have a competitive advantage in their industry? How well has management executed over the past few years? And what are the key risk factors moving forward? Let's get started, shall we? Let's start off with Tesla's competitive advantages. The first is their strong brand. What does a strong brand do for Tesla? Well, according to a study, as reported by Forbes, a study that focused on the relationship between brand quality and brand image has shown that high-image brands like Tesla can recover from lapses in quality while still maintaining the adoration of its user group. Tesla buyers are brand believers. They believe in the electric model and its sustainability. Tesla believers may see Mr. Musk as one of those once-in-a-lifetime visionary yet quirky founders a la Steve Jobs. Owning a Tesla is a badge of innovation and environmental concern. So in my opinion, this is one of Tesla's biggest strengths. No other company comes close in terms of brand image, at least at that scale. The second competitive advantage that Tesla has is their vertical integration. So vertical integration is controlling different parts of the production chain, from raw materials, supplies, manufacturing, distribution, and sales. Apart from raw materials, Tesla actually controls the majority of this production chain to produce their EVs. What this means is they can have superior unit economics relative to their competitors and therefore have higher profit margins. The third competitive advantage that Tesla has is their interests are aligned with governments. Being the front runner of the whole EV revolution, they are seen as more environmentally friendly compared to their competitors. And how does this benefit their business, right? Tesla receives regulatory credits or carbon credits from governments because they are classified as a so-called zero-emission vehicle. And because Tesla only sells electric cars that come under the zero-emission vehicle category, the company always has excess regulatory credits and can effectively sell them at 100% profit. Talk about free money, right? The fourth competitive advantage that Tesla has is their ability to collect and extract value from data. So they do this in various ways, but I think the one that's most interesting is through their neural networks. Tesla vehicles have a lot of sensors around them and collect data from the real world. Their networks learn from the most complicated and diverse scenarios in the world, iteratively sourced from their fleet of nearly 1 million vehicles in real time. A full build of autopilot neural networks involves 48 networks that take 70,000 GPUs to train. Together they output 1,000 distinct tensors or predictions at each time step. So this means that with all of this data collection, right, Tesla is able to build cars that drive way better than humans. Next, let's talk about Tesla's management. First, I'd like to talk about how they have managed to scale up production in their factories. So as of this year, Tesla has 6 factories located all over the world, the Fremont factory in California, and the 5 gigafactories in Nevada, New York, Shanghai, Berlin, and Texas. So just to give you an idea of the scale at which Tesla produces electric vehicles, the Fremont factory alone produced 463,000 vehicles last year. What this means is they've already made significant investment to try to meet the increasing demand in EVs over the coming years. Next, let's talk about Elon Musk and his die-hard supporters, how they are actually intricately linked and you cannot separate management from Elon Musk. So, putting aside his personal behavior, which I'm not here to judge, investors should be wary that what he says can affect the stock price significantly. For example, in 2020, when he tweeted that Tesla stock is too high, the shares fell by 10%. In my opinion, that is a risk. But on the flip side, you can say that, oh, what if he tweets that Tesla stock is undervalued? It can then pump, right? Despite what you think about the company, you have to account for whether this suits your investment appetite. Next, let's talk about management's hiccups in terms of safety violations and the treatment of their employees. So the first thing is fines. So Tesla, according to the US Occupational Health and Safety Administration, Tesla has been fined more than many other automakers. Between 2014 and 2018, they had 54 OSHA violations, and fines above $200,000. In 2020, when Tesla reopened the company's factory in Fremont, California, employees were given a note that if you feel uncomfortable coming back to work at this time, please do not feel obligated to do so. Despite this, 2 Tesla workers say they received termination notices alleging a failure to return to work after they opted to take unpaid leave to protect themselves and their family members when the factory restarted production the second week of May. And late last year, Tesla was ordered by a federal court in California to pay almost $137 million in damages to a black former employee who said he endured racial abuse while working at a factory in Fremont. So if this continues to be a recurring pattern, I can see how this can damage Tesla's brand. Next, let's talk about some of the key risk factors for Tesla. The first of which is Elon Musk himself. According to Tesla's most recent 10K, they specifically mention under risk factors Elon Musk. Quote, "We are highly dependent on the services of Elon Musk, Techno King of Tesla and our Chief Executive Officer. Although Mr. Musk spends significant time with Tesla and is highly active in our management, he does not devote his full time and attention to Tesla. Mr. Musk currently also serves as Chief Executive Officer and Chief Technical Officer of Space Exploration Technologies Corp. SpaceX, a developer and manufacturer of space launch vehicles, and is involved in other emerging technology ventures." So the fact that their CEO is not able to devote 100% of his time on it is a risk. The next risk factor is competition. While the EV space is growing very fast, we have to acknowledge that Tesla has many competitors both in Europe and in Asia. So just to give you a sense, in China, Tesla owns about 11% of EV sales, and they have many other strong competitors such as BYD, which is backed by Warren Buffett. And since we're talking about the production of EVs, one of the key risks is materials. So the EV battery system comprises of many different materials, but a large proportion of them are actually metals. And this means that Tesla is highly dependent on the mining industry's ability to supply these materials. According to KPMG, the mining industry itself faces several risks. Putting aside COVID, they face commodity price risk, economic downturn and uncertainty, regulatory risk. And I would like to also point out that the mining industry requires a lot of infrastructure, and they have to navigate both geopolitical and social risk to be able to start new mining activities in countries that may not welcome them. So if you think about it, the EV space is seen as this environmentally friendlier solution compared to cars running on petrol or diesel, right? But to manufacture the batteries needed for Tesla's EVs, it relies on the mining industry to be able to supply the materials needed. So their risks are actually intertwined. We hope you've enjoyed our breakdown of Tesla's qualitative features. Next week, we will share our bullish and bearish thesis, dive deeper into their financials, and come up with an intrinsic value estimate for the stock. If you'd like to hear more from us, subscribe to our channel to get notified every time we release new videos. Gently tap the thumbs up button for the almighty YouTube algorithm, and if you found this helpful, share this with your friends and family. We'll see you in the next video.